Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I've been trying for a week to get back to my Fall in Love with Fall journals. These are to be made from the Autumn Whimsey scrap pack and the Autumn Whimsey Fussy Cuts and the freebie leaves and template from My Porch Prints. They had a Fall in Love with Junk Journaling collaboration that was earlier last month. And I spent that whole time just fussy cutting and cutting out my papers and printing and carrying on in between watering my gardens at 100+ degrees outside. And so it's taken me a while to get myself organized. But I did an introductory video that you'll want to go back and look at if you haven't seen it. I'll put a link to it in the description so you don't miss that. But today I have two signatures that I'm going to do, and I had showed you the layout for those, just the papers. And so I like to do the covers first. So I have done two covers, and I'll decide later if I want to put both signatures into one larger journal or have them separate. I like the smaller journals, so I will probably keep them separate, but I don't guarantee that. So first I'll show you what I've done so far. I had cut the papers, printed on both sides, and on cardstock. Everything so far that I have printed is on cardstock. And I don't know if I'm going to use any papers printed, but if I do, I'll tell you. So all I've done with this is the cover to one of the signatures. This one here. These are all the other pages that I've put inside. And so this is the cover, and today we're going to decorate the cover. And all I have done is rounded the corners and inked the edges with Vintage Photo. I just re-inked my pad so the ink is kind of darker than usual, which I kind of like for this fall journal. It's got some the pastels, but also the browns in it, and so that kind of sets everything off. So I have laid this all out, and I'll put it together for you. My plan is to, I had printed out these smaller pages. I'm not sure what they were called on the page, but there were two to a page, but they were smaller than the actual journal pages. So I cut those out, or I actually tore them out using my ruler, and I just laid it where I wanted it and ripped it. I have rounded the edges, and I like the rustic look of the torn edges. So I used my round punch to make a dent here because I'm going to make this a pocket on the front. And so it'll just be glued down on three sides. So that's the beginning of the journal. So let me go ahead and glue that down on three sides. I think I've got my glue bottle going. You know, when you wait a while in between things, the glue gets kind of gunky, and you have to go in and get everything cleared back out again. So I've just glued on the three sides, and this will just be kind of centered on the page. What I plan to do is, when I sew these together, I won't sew them together until I decide whether they're going to go in a larger journal or not. But when I do sew them together, I may want to add some lace to reinforce this edge over here. So I won't be doing that until later on, if I do it at all. So there's our contrasting design in the center that's been framed with the background there. And what I've done is decided to put a frame, and I don't know where I got these frames, but more than likely Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to glue that right down over that beautiful sunflower. Okay, so let me get that done. This is paper, so it should glue down just fine. Using my Barely Art glue. I have my glue gun heated up. I have a couple things I'm going to use the glue gun for, and I could have done it on this, but I think this will be fine. And I'm going to glue that down just so it just clears this edge here. So there's our sunflower frame. And at the bottom here, I want to put, I have this beautiful kind of rustic lace. I got this at from Walmart, and I have a whole lot more different designs that I need to get those out. This is going to go across the bottom here. So I'm going to glue that down with my hot glue, which is decided. I have a cordless glue gun, and if I talk too much in between, it has to heat back up. So let's give it just a second to heat back up. These journals will both be called Fall in Love with Fall. And I don't know about you, but I'm ready for fall. And it's coming soon, and the cooler temperatures, the different flowers that come out in the fall. So looking forward to all that, and I'm sure you are too. So here's this lace, and I measured it to fit this bottom section here all the way across. I'll have to trim up those edges just a little bit. And then I have, this is out of some, just a bunch of trim that you can buy at Hobby Lobby, different colors. And I'm going to glue that right across. I wanted this to still show, and I'm gluing some stuff on top of it, but for the most part it's going to show. So I'm going to glue that right across. And when you're gluing this kind of stuff, it's better to use the hot glue or Fabri-Tac. So I'm using the hot glue because it just dries quicker. And then behind there, I'm going to put this pumpkin and some coffee dyed cheesecloth. And I'll just kind of tack this down. And this pumpkin will go on top of it. I fussy cut out all the small items with my Cricut print and cut, and oh gosh, it works so perfectly. But I can't say that it's really fast. It still takes a lot of time to do, so it gets a little frustrating trying to you know, to get it all done. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is put our little tag down here that says "She loved fall best of all." And I have a little pumpkin to go on there too. A little blue pumpkin, blue-green pumpkin. I'll put it right here on the corner. Okay, now up here on the frame, I wanted to put, let's see, these two leaves, kind of three-dimensional here, and this one up here. And then I'm going to put the bow, and this is hand-dyed crinkled seam binding. I get this from a shop on Etsy. And what I usually do, instead of just letting that hang wherever it wants to, I just tack it down just a tiny little bit of glue just to tack it down so it stays kind of put where I want it. And doesn't cover up our picture of the sunflower. Okay, then in the center of that bow, I want to put this pine cone. I'm starting to have some pine cones that are long and skinny falling out of one of my evergreens out front. And I want to gather those up and do something with them. And then this is going to go in the pocket here on the side, just like this. And my printer was running out of ink, so I may, this turned out blue, which I don't want it to be blue. I may cover that with something, but I haven't done that so far. All I'm going to do here is put this lace down the side. This will help to indicate that there's something in the pocket here, plus it gives a pretty lacy trim to the edge. Let that glue dry just a little bit so it doesn't get stuck. There we go. All right, so there's our cover. And the thing I wanted to do on this little extra is put some sequins on here. And at the Dollar Tree, I found these sequins. It's probably been last year, but look at all the beautiful fall colors. And I think I'm going to go with these bright gold. And maybe a couple of the rusty. It's amazing what you can find in the Dollar Tree. Sometimes there's nothing, and sometimes there's all kinds of wonderful things. So I'm just gonna cut these open and scatter out a couple of them. Actually, I have my little, this is a little tray for doing watercolor, but I use it to put my little charms and things in. And I'm just gonna put some of these so they don't get all over everything. Okay. And then I'm just gonna put some little dots around. My glue is being stubborn. And I have this neat little quick stick that picks them up, and then this helps to place things. And so I can just pick up my sequins this way and put them in place. I messed that one up. Let me try again. Sorry about the text in the background. I always get phone calls and texts when I'm trying to do a video. It never fails. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. I'm add a little sparkle here and there. I could add beads, I could do stickles, I could do all sorts of things on here, but I think these will be perfect. They're the perfect color. And by using that Barely Art glue, they ought to stay on really well. Okay, so there is that cover with our frame and our sparkle. Gathered up all the colors. I love the teal color in here, and I know this is darker, but I think it makes it look rich. And then this will go right inside. And when I come back next time, we'll start decorating the inside front cover and the rest of the pages. So there's our first signature cover, Fall in Love with Fall journal. And then I have another one over here that I tried to do in a little bit different, more pastel fashion. So let me get it out here. Here's the cover. And I did not print inside here. So I have, if you remember, I printed out all these smaller pages and ripped around the edges. So I will use them for pockets and decorations on this page and stencil in behind. Okay, so what I decided to do on this one is use this very sweet pastel background, and we'll stick with those colors on this cover. And I'm going to do the pocket thing again. So I'll just glue down these 3 sides. I like for there to be something interactive on the covers, and if I make this into a larger journal, the cover on it that includes these 2 signatures will have all sorts of interactive things. I just don't know for sure if I have it in me to do all that. Okay, so I've got this lace selected to go at the top and bottom to keep this with that sweet little lacy look, and I'm just going to use my glue gun to tack that down in place. Let it stick up over the top just a little bit, and the bottom. Okay. Down here, I wanted a cluster of these flowers, and these are paper flowers, and they came from Hobby Lobby. They come in a little package. Something like that. And then I'll have Falling in Love with the pumpkin down here on this side. And then up here, right there, and the flower. So let me get all this glued down. This hot glue is great. It holds well and it's so fast. Tack down my cheesecloth for the background to give it dimension. Glue this right on top. Autumn is hayrides, bonfires, pumpkins, apples, leaves, all sorts of wonderful cozy things. Okay, now I have this to go in the pocket. I stenciled on the back because I didn't print on the back of this one. It kind of looks pink looking, but I think it's okay. Like I say, my printer was running out of yellow ink, and so it did things a little strange. And I've punched a hole over here so that I can have something on the side to dangle out. And I'm going to use this. This is some more of that seam binding, crinkled hand-dyed ribbon. She has all kinds of colors, and you can get all kinds of different combinations of colors, and I use it a lot. So this is going to hang out the side here. And on this pear clip, I have put this little thing right here. Came when I did a swap with someone. It's got a key and a little stamp. And then I've added a scarecrow, a little girl scarecrow, and a turtle, things that you would find in the garden. Since these are fall pictures, but they're mostly garden type items. And so I'm going to pin this right on this ribbon. If it'll go through. There we go. And this will dangle off the side of this journal. And also that shows you that there's something there to pull out. Now I want to come back with some more sequins. And let's see my colors here. I think I'll go with these paler ones for this one. More of a neutral color. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to put them? I need a couple on here. And a couple on here. I'll do those and I'll see if I need more. Hard to catch these little things. Okay. All right, I think that's enough. So that's our cover of the second journal, and this is what goes inside of it. And sometimes I'll come back and do some more things, but this is our basic cover for our second Fall in Love with Fall journal. It's got some sparkle. It's got more of a feminine pale look. This one with the jute on it and the darker colors looks completely different. You can do so much with these papers and get totally different looks each time. So that's all I'm going to show you today. You get the idea of what I'm doing. These will all be filled with pockets and inserts and all kinds of beautiful tags, and I'm not sure exactly what I'll come back with next, but probably I'll start on one of them, working through the journal, and then maybe we'll have a session on inserts and tags and flips and stuff like that. So this is going to be kind of a little bit of a long-term project, and it'll take us actually into the fall season, and then I'll have these finished. So thank you for joining me today. Always remember, every day's a gift. Just think about the things that we can do together with our friends in the fall. Get together for some pumpkin spice latte or apple cider hayride, sitting around the fire, cozying up outside with sweaters and coats. It just sounds so wonderful because it's over 100 degrees here today. So always look for the joy in every day. I have some friends that are suffering and I hate it so bad, and I'm just trying to do what I can to uplift them each day. And so always look around you at those who might need you, to give them some special love and hugs today. So I'll be back before you know it. I'll see you soon.